All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Hamlin. I'd like to welcome you to our special advanced marketing training for the success team. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you several of the strategies and different things that I have done in order to generate and build large teams over and over again in multiple companies over and over again. So, it's really interesting. The most important part of building a successful business online really has nothing to do with the tools, ladies and gentlemen, has nothing to do with the program that you're in. It has nothing to do with certain resources. You know what it has the most to do with? It has the most to do with your mindset. That's the number one thing that most people have to overcome. They have to have the right mindset. You'll notice that when we begin to share the program with people, people get stuck. And they literally get in their own way and literally step on their own feet, ladies and gentlemen, because they can't grasp the idea of what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so they become paralyzed. That's because their mindset is in the way. And we need to make sure that our mindset is not holding us back and preventing us from going to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. So now, let me just share just a few things about myself. If you didn't know it, I have a construction background, ladies and gentlemen. And, we had the big recession back in 2008 and 2009. And I found myself facing foreclosure. I was about to lose my house. Fell behind on the payments for over 1 year. And it didn't look good. In fact, I didn't know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. I was really had my back against the wall. But I found out about a concept called online marketing. And I got involved in it and I threw myself in it. I just gave myself into it, and it enabled me and my family to come out of that situation in about 90 days, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you would simply focus for 90 days on one thing. I don't know why that's so hard for people. People get distracted, they jump around so fast, but you want to concentrate and you want to focus on one thing until you get it where you want it to be, and then you move on to the second thing. And so what this gave me the ability to meet some awesome people, ladies and gentlemen, to travel all around the world and to do some amazing things for my family. So I've been doing this full time, many of you know, for 9 years. This is all I do is work online, and it has been phenomenal. But what's so interesting is that there's been many challenges over the years, various things that companies have done. Companies have run off with the money. Companies were shut down because the payment processors stole the money. The admin or the owners decided that they wanted to change the comp plan in the middle of the stream. All these various things, I've seen them all, ladies and gentlemen. And what I like about where we are right now is that we don't have to worry about any of those things. And to be successful in our smart contract, ladies and gentlemen, you must first believe in what we have. You need to understand that smart contracts are real. You need to understand that everything we're doing here is absolutely legal. You need to understand what this is and why we are doing it, and you have to believe in it, all right? So that you can put the effort behind it and you can talk to people with the utmost integrity because you believe in what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. So now let's just talk about a few things, because when it comes to dealing with online marketing or networking or anything like that, there's a lot of untruths out there. All right. And so one of the things I want to focus on is the truth, because it's the simple truths that have the most power, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take a few moments to talk about mindset, because that's what's holding a lot of people up. Now, listen, you don't need to be able to go out there and refer 20 or 30 people to this platform in order to be successful, ladies and gentlemen. You just need to refer a few people who get it and will work. That's what's so profound about this. You don't have to refer 100 people or 200 people or 50 people. You just need to be able to refer a few people. And this is why you may notice we post in the Facebook group, we've had 3 people achieve all 24 levels following our simple Freedom 12 strategy, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the thing, when you look at those people, you will see that they did not personally refer a bunch of people. It was just a few people. And so in order to refer a few people, you have to have the right mindset and you have to believe in what you're doing. This is what's holding most people up. All right. So now let's talk about some truths here. Okay. Now you see this little girl right here? She's got some wings on. And this little girl really thinks that she can fly. Really? You can fly with some paper wings on? Okay, so here's the thing. We've been taught and told a lot of things that's just not true when it comes to working online and building a community. So I want to dispel some of those myths so you can have the right mindset, so you can have the success that you're looking for. So we need to keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what you need to understand. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is not about satisfying every little person. This is not about doing work for other people who don't want to do work for themselves. This is about winning, ladies and gentlemen. Success in business is about marketing and it's about numbers. All right. This is what you need to understand. It's not even about the product or the company, ladies and gentlemen. It's about how you market that product. Now, what's so profound about this community and this smart contract is that the way that you market it is you simply communicate with people. That's it. Whether you're going to talk to them by the phone, by email, by text message, or by social media, whether you're going to talk to them in person, whether you're going to do a live presentation, whether you're going to do a webinar, it's all about you communicating with people. Now, if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're not going to do that. And so therefore, you're not going to be able to refer 3 people. You don't even believe in it. Are you with me? Now, let's move a little further. Most people don't know what it takes to build a large income online. Okay? It's not about people buying things, ladies and gentlemen. It's about people understanding things. Because what we're talking about here, we're talking about building a community of like-minded people. It's called group economics that do business with one another. So guess what? They need to understand what this is so that they can participate in it. Are you with me? All right. Let's go a little further. The key to leverage is not the number of people on your team. You don't need a bunch of people on your team, ladies and gentlemen. What you need is people knowing what they need to do and being committed to do it. If you just had a few strong leaders in your team, it could absolutely change your life. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for people who get it. In the Freedom 12 strategy, we are looking for people who get it. Not people who want you to do work for them, for you to do something for them, not people who are looking for a welfare program, people who are ready to go to work, pull up their bootstraps, and make something happen. This is what we're looking for in this platform. And what you're going to notice, the people who have achieved extraordinary success in our platform right now, they are those people. They're the ones who are going for it. They're the ones not making excuses. They are the ones that are going there and making things happen. If you are the type of person who are willing to go out there and to make things happen, you will have tremendous success in this platform. Now, communication is the key to building a community. You want to communicate periodically with your community and your team members by phone. You want to communicate by email. You can set up a Gmail folder and you can communicate with everyone that way, even if you don't have any kind of technology. You can use text messaging. There's a website, a system that I use called SendHub. If you live in the United States, you can use that. There are other texting platforms, and we've got some of those with the software that we have. And of course, if you want to be a leader and you want to build a community, you want to lead by the front. All right. You want to set up your own Facebook group. You want to set up a Telegram group. You want to communicate and bring folks together. You have to look at the leaders, ladies and gentlemen. What are the leaders doing? You want to do just what they are doing. If you want to get the results that the leaders are getting, you need to do what the leaders are doing. You have to understand the leaders are holding their own webinars. The leaders are holding their own conference calls. The leaders have their own Facebook groups. The leaders have their own Telegram groups. The leaders communicate with their teams. The leaders email their teams. The leaders text their teams, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And the leaders are doing extraordinary in this platform. If you want to do extraordinary in this platform, you have to go to the next level personally. All right. Now, here's a principle here that you need to understand. It's called the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle states that for many events, roughly 80% of the effect come from 20% of the causes. What does this mean? 20% of the people will do 80% of the work. All right. Don't expect all the people you refer to go to work, they're not going to do it. All right. These are the numbers. All right. Remember, business is about numbers. It's about understanding numbers. All right. 20% of the people do 80% of the work. You need to find that 20%, the ones who are determined, who are committed, and who are ready to go. Now, in order for you to find them, you might need to bring in 6 instead of 3. You might need to bring in 10 instead of 6. But don't get mad when the people you bring in don't go to work, because this rule, it reigns. Business is about numbers, and this is a business. This is not a hobby. All right. So 20% of the people, they're going to do 80% of the work. You're looking for that 20%. That's why when you bring in 3, you focus on the person who is most capable to make things happen right away. That's that 20%. All right. You have to understand that. All right. Let's continue. Now, when your business needs improvement, if things are not going the way that you expect them to go, ladies and gentlemen, you need to work on you. You know why? Because your business is you. It's representing you. It's a part of you. It's all about you. You are the one that's creating and making all of this happen. If things aren't going the way that you expect them to go, you need to turn around and you need to look at yourself. What do you need to do? What do you need to change? What adjustments do you need to make? What do you need to learn? Because it's about you. When you achieve certain levels of success in this platform, you need to celebrate, folks, because you have worked and you have earned it. Here's the thing you need to understand about this platform. We go to work, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way that you can have anything that's worth anything without going to work. So many people are looking for something for nothing. It doesn't exist, ladies and gentlemen. Like the scammers sending you that information and telling you if you turn over your private keys, they're going to give you free Ethereum. That's not real, ladies and gentlemen. Never give your private keys to anybody. I don't care who they are, not even your sponsor. Are you with me? That's something for nothing. That's what got so many people messed up, right? It's just like that little girl with the paper wings. That's not real, all right? Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We don't get our goals, we get our habits. Those are the things that we practice day in and day out. You hear me talk all the time about consistency. I want you to look. You see these webinars that we're holding every week? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's 4 webinars a week and 2 trainings a week, 6 webinars a week, over and over again, over and over again. You need to notice we haven't missed not one webinar. I don't care if we had technical issues. It doesn't even matter. We continued and worked our way right through them. This is the kind of attitude and the kind of discipline that you need to have if you want to be successful in business. 95% of what we do is habit. All right. So this is where we have to start. Now, it's important how you play in your business, ladies and gentlemen. So this is Tom Brady. He's on the Patriots. Of course, he's not there anymore. He left. But Tom Brady is a unique individual. He has a tremendous work ethic. A tremendous work ethic. And if you've ever known anyone who's played professional sports and who've operated at the highest level in any industry whatsoever, these are special people, ladies and gentlemen. They don't do things like the average person. And you and I, we want to be special. We want to operate at that higher level so we can get that success that we deserve and our family deserves. And so Tom Brady, what does he do? He prepares, he trains, he gets coaching, he leads, and then he executes. See, to be successful in business, we have to do a lot of things right at the same time. And so we work on certain things to get to the next level. It's so amazing to me that people sometimes don't even want to watch a video. They won't even take the time to watch a video that will explain to them what to do. They would rather go to you and have you explain it. And then if you're not available to explain it to them, they can't do anything. You can't operate at the highest level like that, folks. You got to be willing to go through a learning curve to get the education and the training you need so that you can get the results that you need. All right. So this is key. Now, you want to challenge your success, ladies and gentlemen. Aren't you tired of the levels that you've been operating in thus far? Aren't you tired of the amount of income that you've been making up to this point? Don't you want to go to the next level? And don't you understand that the things you've done previously, they've gotten you where you are right now? And in order for you to get to the next level, you have got to do something different. So we want to shoot for perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you want to make 100,000. Yes, you want to make multiple six figures. Yes, you want to make seven figures. Then go for it. Do whatever you have to do to make that a reality in your life, because you can have it, but it's entirely up to you. You don't want to be average. You don't want to be average, ladies and gentlemen, because you're not going to hit your goal all the time being average. But when you shoot for perfection, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hit good or you're going to hit great. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about shoot for the stars. We've got a platform, ladies and gentlemen. We've got this smart contract, this project that gives us the potential to do something we've never done before. But we have to put in the effort. It's not going to just roll out and it's not going to be handed to us. We don't want to be a person who's griping, complaining, or being negative. That's not going to get us where we need to get. We want to be problem solvers, ladies and gentlemen. We want to find out what needs to happen and be the one to make the change. All right. Instead of looking for someone else to do it, why not you and I? Why not we be the one that make the improvement? All right. So when you're winning, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to win, you don't want to be average. All right. Now, here's the thing. If you want to operate at the next level, you have to be prepared to be uncomfortable. Because whenever you do something that you've never done before, uncomfortability comes along with it. All right. And so if you're going to make a change in your life, you are going to feel uncomfortable. That goes along with it. But that's the best feeling in the world that you can have, ladies and gentlemen. Because for the first time in your life, you're making a decision that is best for you and not what someone else told you to do. Goodness gracious, man. We begin to share this smart contract and what it can do. And then you have other people with their negativity because they have a lack of knowledge and they want to put that negativity on you. Well, you got to know how to handle that, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be able to brush that off and you got to be able to stay focused so you can stay on your course. You have to understand everybody doesn't get this. All right. But here's the thing. We're not psychiatrists and we're not therapists. It's not our job to do therapy on people. Our job is to get the information out to them, and the people who get it, they're going to latch arms with us, and we're going to do something awesome together. Now, fear holds back a lot of people. In fact, it paralyzes people. And when someone tells you that you can do something, we have to be quick to rise up against them. When people tell you that this platform or this smart contract is something negative, they want to use one of these four-letter words out here, whatever, you have to be strong enough to rise up against them and tell them, you're wrong. This is absolutely real. It's absolutely legal. And you're doing that because you know it and you've got the confidence in yourself. But much worse than that, ladies and gentlemen, is when we tell ourselves that we can't do something. Don't you get upset when someone else tells you that you can't do something? Doesn't that cause you to want to rise up and to prove them wrong? Right? When people come to you and tell you, that program is not real, it's another one of those things, another one of that. Oh yeah, really? Is that right? Doesn't that make you want to prove them wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely. Because here's the thing, when we believe that we can't do something, we are right. If we believe what other people say, the negative stuff that other people say, then they're right. But we want to make sure that we have the right attitude, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, we can absolutely do this. All right, so let's get into some tools and let's get into some things that you can do to be better at what we're doing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about traffic. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand, and it's really interesting because as I mentioned earlier, we don't need a ton of people in this platform. We just need a handful of people, the right people who are willing to go forward. And so we've got different tools. Of course, we got the texting bot, we got the chat bots that many of you have, but all of these are new. And we didn't have any of those in order to get to where we are right now. We've got a smart contract that's paid out over $18 million, ladies and gentlemen, in about 16 weeks. All right. So what I want you to understand is that the key to converting traffic is follow-up. All right. And the best way to follow up with people is direct communication, which is the phone. Okay? If all you did with it is this, you wouldn't have any trouble getting your 3, getting your 6, getting 9, or any other number like that if you follow up. All right. So you've got to overcome the fear so that you can be able to do this follow up with people. Hey, were you able to get on the webinar? What did you like about what you saw? Do you have any questions? All right. Go ahead and set up a 3-way call. Have someone, your sponsor, to help you to explain so that you have this credibility of that second person that you have on the call rather than just you. All right. Now, when it comes to marketing, one of the things that really has helped me has been video, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things you may want to do to improve your skills is learn how to make videos. And of course, it's very easy now with a smartphone. You can record a video, and when you're doing a video professionally, if you want to make it the best, you want to have a script, and you want to write your script out in advance. And you can read it over and over again, but then when you actually do the recording, then you can ad lib based on your rehearsals. And so anyone can do a video, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. You'll notice that most videos out there about Forsage, they're just on YouTube. What about all the other social media platforms out there? You got Daily Motion, Metacalf, Google+, Ustream, Vimeo. All right. So one of the things that you can do, if you're just focused on YouTube right now, why not branch out on some of these other social media video channels that are out there? Yep, that's going to really put you ahead of the curve, because most people are just focused on YouTube and a few people on Vimeo, but there are many others. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that. You have to go through the learning curve, go Google, how to put a video on Daily Motion, how to put a video on Ustream, and Google that, learn how to do it, and make it a reality. All right. Now, when it comes to making videos, one of the softwares I use is called Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic, you can actually subscribe to it for about $15 for the entire year. And you've noticed I've made a ton of videos. I make them all on Screencast-O-Matic. Now, of course, you can do videos. Now, when I do screencasts, those are normally videos over a PowerPoint. And so if you want to create videos, you might consider learning how to make a PowerPoint. And there's all kinds of computer schools and online training where you can go to learn how to do that. It's not complicated. It's just a learning curve. But you can also do videos just off your smartphone. All right. And so I use Screencast-O-Matic. It gives me the ability to edit those videos, and you can go in there and watch tutorials that will enable you to do that. But if you want to go to the next level, one of the things you're going to need to do, you're going to need to improve your skills. All right. Now, you can also use other people's videos, ladies and gentlemen. You can download other people's videos and then put your contact information at the bottom of that video. But I would give you a word of warning. Whenever you're going to do that, you should ask the person first, is it okay for you to do that before you actually download their video? And always ask them first, because on YouTube, if you download someone's video without their information, they can file a claim against you. And if you get too many claims, those become strikes, and YouTube will close your account out. So whenever you use someone else's video, do the courteous thing, ask them if it would be okay. In most cases, they're going to tell you, yeah, go ahead. But you should ask first. The same thing when it comes to Vimeo. Vimeo download would allow you to download those videos as well, but reach out to the person and ask them for their permission first. So another way that you can grow your community and your influence is by creating videos, and you can even use other people's videos by using a YTV, YouTube Downloader, and Vimeo. So these are free, by the way. They do have upgrades, but I've never purchased any of the upgrades. There's no need to do so. Okay, of course, you have social media. So everybody's on social media. Of course, you have Facebook, and some people are afraid of Facebook, but myself personally, I use Facebook to make money. To me, it's not even about social. I do a little bit of socialing, but it's more about making money. And so you can use social media the same way, Facebook the same way, and also, of course, Instagram, Snapchat, and so many others, TikTok, that are out there. You can pick the ones that you like, and you can participate in those. But you absolutely want to use social media. If you have an affinity toward Facebook, you really don't want to use Facebook, you might want to use it anyway, because that's where the people are. 1.6 billion people are there every day, and you might want to connect with some of those folks. All right. There's another way that you can communicate on social media, and that's called content sharing. So there's a website you can go to, Viral Content B, and you can register with them. What this does is this enables you to post on someone else's wall, but you have to give them permission to post on your wall. And you can pick the people that you want to partner up with, and based on the type of information that they're going to be sharing. And so this is a great way to promote on the various social medias on someone else's page that has a following that those people have an interest in what you're doing. All right. So Viral Content B. All right. So you might want to check that out. All right. So now let's talk about building. This is really, really interesting. Really interesting. So we have some folks that have done extremely well. I want to give a shout out to 731. All right. I'm going to give a shout out to 813 and also to 113. It's interesting that all those numbers all have threes in them, but they're actually part of the same team, and they're following the Freedom 12 strategy. And in sequence, ladies and gentlemen, they've all upgraded and completed all of the levels, and they've got a ton of people right behind them. So I want to take a little time, and we're going to talk about building here in just a moment. And you have to understand this strategy is proven. And the great thing about Forsage is that when you log into the back office, everything is transparent. We can see all the data. And after studying the data for 8 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, the light bulb went off and we saw it. And that's what we're going to share with you. So you can really speed things up for yourself. If you follow this strategy, you can do much better than any of us who started before you if you use this strategy coming right out the gate. So I have a question for you, and I want you to type in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen, building long-term income. Is it better to build deep, or is it better to build wide? I want to see your answers. Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What is better? Is it better to build deep, or is it better to build wide, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to building a community and long-term income? All right. So we have a bunch of people, they said deep, 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 deep. Some people said wide, and we got a few people that said both. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What is it better to do first? Is it better to build deep first, or is it better to build wide first? That's a better question. There we go. All right. I see deep. I see deep. I see wide. All right. So I see a little bit of both. All right. So now let me ask you one more question. Let's say you go out and you bring in 3 people. Is it better to build wide now, or is it better to build deep now? You have your 3. What's better? There we go. Better to build deep. Okay. Now I'm going to prove it to you. So I don't expect you to take my word for this. I'm actually going to prove it to you. Okay. So here we go. So here we have it. So one person, this is a 3 by structure, by the way, just like Forsage, by the way. Okay, so now let's go to the next screen here. So let's say, for example, you are building wide. All right, you're building wide. This is what's going to happen. If the people are not making money, as you continue to build wide, the people at the very beginning, they begin to become inactive. Why? Because they're not making any money. Does that make sense? Absolutely. And so now there are 2 strategies to building wide. Yeah, I want you to understand, building wide is a strategy. In fact, it's the strategy that I have employed. All right. When you build wide, what you're really doing is you're looking for leaders. You understand the Pareto principle that 20% of the people will do 80% of the work. And so when you build wide, that is a strategy, by the way. You're looking for the leaders, and they will show up. Okay, that's one way of doing it. But is that the most effective way to do Forsage? I believe not. I believe not. That's how I started. And of course, I'm all over the place. So I have people signing up without me ever talking to them because of YouTube and social media. So you see my numbers keep growing. But here's the thing I want you to understand. You build with your 3, you build deep, then you go wide. You build deep, then you go wide again, then you build deep. Now, I have already completed all 12 levels. So I can build any way I want to build right now. But if you are just getting started, you want to use the most effective strategy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so when you're building wide, like I'm doing, you want to sponsor enough people till you find a few real leaders who will go to work. That is a strategy. But I believe in Forsage, a better strategy is the Freedom 12 strategy. All right, where do I get that from? I got that from looking at the data, looking at the people who are utilizing it right now and seeing the success that they've had. And as I mentioned, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, but we had a member of our team, and I'm not talking about me, someone who was sponsored by me in our team who generated $34,000 this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they have completed all of their levels, et cetera, and they had an awesome weekend. We're talking about life-changing income. This is what this platform, this is what the potential is, but you have to believe that the potential is there. So if you don't believe this, when I told you that we had a person who generated $34,000, you probably don't even think that's real. Are you with me? And that's why belief is so important. So let's talk about the Freedom 12 strategy. So first, of course, a person needs to join Forsage. Now, they can join at any level. It doesn't matter what level they join at as long as they get busy. But here's what you need to understand. People are going to do what you did. If you come in at $10, they're going to come in at $10. If you come in at $170, they're going to come in at $170. If you come in at $700, they're going to come in at $700 for a couple of different reasons. First of all, they want to duplicate your success. Second of all, they are new. They don't know what to do. They're following your example. And so when you come in Forsage, you want to come in at the highest level that you possibly can, because people are literally going to do what you do. That's human nature, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And then you want to upgrade as far as you can so that when you do bring people in that come in at the higher levels, you'll be qualified to get paid. So here's the thing. You want to bring 3 partners. Okay. Studies have shown that the average person can bring 2.5 or 2.8 people. Let's just round that off at 3. So it's common and it's average for a person to bring in 3. That's not hard. All right. And the people that you bring in, they want to do the same thing. All right. So we talked about it. Who can your partners be? Anyone who's a head of a household, a business partner, a family member, anyone with a goal, or a group leader. You need to understand, we are building a skyscraper. And to build a skyscraper, you must have a really deep foundation. These 3 people are your foundation. You're looking for 3 people who are going to go to work. If the 3 people you find are not going to work, it's really simple. You just find you 3 more. It's really, really simple. These people are going to be your foundation. I've got a tripod here in front of me. It's just 3 people, 3 legs, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 3 people. So now, let's break it down so a 2-year-old can understand it. You go out and you refer 3 people to the program. So the thing I want you to understand, this is a business. This is not a hobby. All right. This is not doing things for people who will not do things for themselves. What makes group economics work is everybody doing their part, even if it's just a little. Everybody bringing in 3. That's what makes this work. That's what creates leverage. And that's what changes lives. So now, if you were coaching a basketball team, a baseball team, a little league team, as the coach, you've got a primary goal, and that is to win. And you're going to play the players who are most capable to help you to win. They're going to get the most time. All right. That is just a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a business. Doesn't the same thing apply? Absolutely. So you're going to focus on the person who is most capable and most able to bring in 3 people as fast as possible. Now, we're not going to forget about the others. We're going to go back and work with them later. But right now, we want to get you up these levels, up to level 12 as fast as possible, and everybody else connected with what's happening right here. And then you're going to look at these 3. You're going to find the person that's most capable of bringing in 3. You're going to work with them. How are you going to do that? You're going to support them. 3-way calls. You're going to do some screen shares with them. Make sure they understand what they need to do. Make yourself available for the 3-way calls for them so that they can grow. Now, I want you to understand something. I did not say give them a person. I did not say that. The whole idea of leverage is that when you bring a person in, it's not about that person, it's about the people that that person knows. That's called leverage. And so this is the best, most effective way to do it. Now, can you give someone a person? Yeah, you can. But here's what tends to happen. When you give people, they tend to depend on you to give them more. When you give people, they tend not to do what they need to do on their part. That's the problem with giving people. It's not that you don't want to help anybody, it's that you want to help and you want to encourage people to be able to do what you are doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, I've been operating online for a long, long time. I've seen a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, in every situation where people gave people, you need to understand something. It ended up at zero. It ended up at zero. All right. That's not what we're talking about here. All right. So I hope that you understand that we need for people to go to work to do their part. Their part is to simply bring in 3 people. All right. And then we're going to work this going all the way down 12 levels. So to do this, we're talking about 12 leaders who bring in 3. But here's what I want you to understand. It's not just you bringing in 12 leaders who bring in 3. It's everybody connected to you doing the same thing. That's what causes this community to explode. So you can backtrack and go to the 3rd person and work with them, backtrack, go to the other person and work with them. But an even better way, ladies and gentlemen, is to have 3 leaders all doing this at the same time, 6 leaders all doing this at the same time, 10 leaders all doing this at the same time. Because of the smart contract, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to focus on filling every spot. That would be an enormous work, an enormous job. You'd end up doing work for people who don't want to work for themselves. It would take a long, long time. It's totally ineffective. In this smart contract, the way everything works, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that if a person doesn't upgrade, the money passes over them. Because it works like that, you can focus on building deep and you're still going to benefit. All right. I hope you understood that. All right. This is a business. You want to operate it like a business. You take this strategy and you combine it with this system, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to accelerate your earnings. All right. Here's the attitude that you want to have. I will not quit until I'm living the life I dream of. What is your dream, ladies and gentlemen? What is your goal? What are you working toward? What means something to you? What's going to cause you to wake up in the morning? How do you motivate yourself? These are the things that you need to know so that you can keep pushing forward and getting to that next level. Because here's the things, dreams create the sparks that get things started. What is your dream? What is your goal? You know me, I like convertibles. If anybody who knows me personally, you will know that I like convertibles. So one of the goals for me was to buy me a new convertible, guys. All right, I did that. So now I have some other goals. You got to put some goals. Once you have achieved a goal, now you need to create a new goal. You need something that's going to fire you up, keep you focused, keep you moving forward, keep your momentum going. So your goals are going to change. They're not going to stay the same. So you've got to find a goal that's going to get you going. If you're stuck or whatever, you've got to find a goal that's going to get you going. Your goal has got to be bigger and stronger than any negativity that you might run into. Are you feeling me? I want to share with you one of the things that makes our platform so unique and so powerful. It is this right here. I have a mentor who came out of Wall Street. And he shared this quote with me one time. And he said, the lowest common denominator in building wealth is money in its raw form. This is my last statement before we close today. The lowest common denominator in building wealth is money in its raw form. Do you understand that that's exactly what we have in Forsage? It's 100% payout, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing better than 100%. 100% of the money that comes in our community stays in our community. We don't have advertising costs. We don't have shipping costs. We don't have admin fees. We don't have a monthly auto ship. Are you with me? We don't have any of that. All of the money stays in our community. That's exactly how wealth is created. And that's exactly what we have here in Forsage. If you understand that, ladies and gentlemen, you will give everything you have into this platform to make this thing do what it does for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's completely off the charts. That's what we have here right now. And that's my story, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sticking with it. What did you guys think about the training? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What do you think about this training? Would you like to see more training like this, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. Now, this is part one. This is part one. You haven't seen anything yet, but it all starts with mindset. It all starts with mindset, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to believe that you can do this, because that's the only thing that's going to cause you to take action. It's the only thing that's going to cause you to take action. That's the only thing that's going to cause you to go through the learning curves, to deal with the technical challenges. Are you with me? You have got to be driven. You've got to be driven. Now, you know a little bit about me. I was in the U.S. Marines. But here's the thing you need to understand. I'm 5'4.5", 5 feet 5 inches, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a big man, all right? But it's not about my stature. It's about my heart. Are you with me? And so when I went into basic training in Paris Island, there was 108 people. You need to understand something. I graduated the #1 recruit out of 108. I got honor man, and they gave me a gold watch. My entire time in the Marines, I excelled in everything I did, and I even became an embassy guard. And I served at the American Embassy in Bangkok, Thailand, and Karachi, Pakistan. That's the best of the best, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I don't settle for second best. What about you? I don't settle for second best. I want the best for my family. I want the best for my community. And I want the best for everybody that's connected to me. How about you? And are you willing to work for it? That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. So I want you to know I appreciate all of you, man. I appreciate your attitudes. I appreciate your stick-to-itness. I appreciate your optimism, because we're going to do something awesome. We're just started, but we've got some amazing things that we are going to accomplish. I want you to know I appreciate all of you. Get in there, do what you got to do, go through the learning curve. Let's partner up together, ladies and gentlemen, and let's break records. We can do it, even in the middle of COVID-19. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back again with another one of these, and we're going to continue moving forward. Everyone have an awesome the rest of your day, and we'll see you again very soon. God bless.